Hi guys, Darth Deuce is here with another action figure review. I'm going to be giving you guys a look at another Watchmen figure from DC Direct Line. And we're going to take a look at Dr. Manhattan. So I picked this figure up loose at a comic book store. And I actually got all of his accessories. This is like the only DC, Watchmen figure I actually got all the accessories for, so I can show them off to you. But we'll take a quick look at him first with the sculpt. There's not actually a whole lot to talk about. He's pretty much just blue, but there is some marbleization, some sparkliness to his blue paint, and it's a decent shade, so that's cool. The rest of it's pretty much just the human musculature. If I can get the goddamn camera to focus, there we go. You can see his head sculpt. That's pretty good. The eyes are painted white with some grayish black out highlights underneath. It's pretty cool. The eyebrows are painted in. You have the emblem there, which is really nicely applied. So I like that. That looks good, nice and sharp and clean. And the rest is pretty much just the human body is really jacked. You know, got the veins, some veins sculpted in. And you just got sort of the musculature of a really ripped human body. He's got the underwear in his ass, the Manhattan ass. So yeah, that's something. At least they put the underwear on. That's appreciated. But they have some more vein, musculature, detail, and whatnot. Not much else to really talk about for the most part. The hands are sculpted in this open sort of pose, so that's kind of cool. But aside from that, not really much more to talk about. He's a pretty plain figure in that regard, which he should be. He's not supposed to look that crazy. And if this wants to focus in again, there we go. So yeah, that's pretty much really good. And in terms of paint and sculpt, he looks really good, just like all the other DC collectibles figures or DC Direct Watchmen figures. He looks really good. In terms of articulation, again, he's not too bad, but he isn't great. He's a ball joint head. He can look up like not at all. Look down a little bit. You can get some pivot, which is kind of nice, and rotation, which is good. Ball hinge at the shoulders that move out about 90 degrees. A single hinge at the elbow, which doesn't move 90 degrees. There's no articulation at the wrists, which really sucks. And his arms can only go down about this far, which also really sucks. Can't get them all the way down. And you can't rotate his hands at all, so that he's always in kind of like this kind of gesture, open arms kind of pose, which I kind of don't like. No waist articulation. He has swivels at the legs, but because of the swivels are on an angle, he kicks out diagonally. It looks really weird. And he also has a hinge at the knee, which doesn't move 90 degrees. So yeah, articulation is pretty not good. There's not a whole lot of options that you can do. But still, I'm going to show you some of the accessories that will pretty much render most of your articulation not even worth bothering about. But in terms of accessories, he does come with a display stand. He's one of the few figures that I have the display stand for. All the figures I think come with a display stand like this, which is kind of cool. You got kind of like the grading of the metal sculpted in there. Got kind of a black wash on it, make it look good. I haven't tried it, but if I'm not mistaken, you can actually put the peg in one of the 3 holes there. So that's cool. He comes with this clear piece, which pegs on to the stand, which coincides with the last accessory, which is a second set of legs. Yeah, he comes with a second set of legs, which you'd think is not accessory, but it kind of makes sense because you can do this display thing. He's got slots in the bottom of these legs, and you can kind of get it in the hovering sort of pose, which is really cool. And the legs just come out of the. Let's see if I can do this. You can see, just pops off like that. And this is really interesting with one hand. See, so it just slots in like that. These legs actually slot in nicer than the other legs, but basically, yeah, you got the things there, tabs there, you got the holes there. You just kind of sit them on it. Honestly, they kind of tab in, but they don't. I wouldn't say they tab in tightly. they tab in, like if you move it around too much, he'll fall off. But if you just sit him on there and have him, then that's what he'll look like. And that is really cool. I have to say that's a really cool display option. That's how I'm displaying him, because this just can't get any articulation out of these legs anyways, so it's kind of pointless. But I think this looks really, really cool, and you really can get that transcendent look for Dr. Manhattan. And in terms of height, he scales well with the other figures. You know, you take a Night Owl here. He's about the same height. I think my Dr. Manhattan's like one of the tallest figures of them all, which makes sense. It honestly doesn't matter because he can change his size at will. He can change whatever he wants to with his body because he's like omnipotent pretty much. But yeah, so it's a pretty cool figure overall. If you're collecting the other DC Direct Watchmen figures, then he's definitely, I think, a must get. If you're a fan of the character, a fan of Watchmen, and you want a figure of Dr. Manhattan, I think he's a good one even without the not much of the articulation. I think giving them these extra legs make it for a really cool display piece. So I definitely recommend picking this figure up if you're interested. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.